Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, currently it is somewhere in the middle of the month and we have to do a new Senate prediction because we did not do one at the beginning of the month. We did one at the beginning of last month, and just as the presidential race is crucial, it's also crucial that if Donald Trump wins, for example, that he has a Republican House and a Republican Senate in order to be able to go out there and actually get things done. Because if he's not able to, have any power in Congress or have a trifecta, he's going to have to compromise a lot of his agenda to get anything done, at least through the legislative branch. It's not to say that he can't get anything done at all, but still it would be a lot easier if he actually had some control over Congress. So, without further ado, I think we're going to fill this map out. And like I've said in the past, Republicans have a very, very easy map. It is a cakewalk, and we know Republicans will win all of these states by safe margins, including the flip in West Virginia. Joe Manchin's retiring. Even if he didn't, I still think that it would be a flip. So out of the gate, they've got 48 seats that are going to go to them by 10 points or more. Democrats in Washington and California will prevail easily. Hawaii, Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Vermont. I think they'll win Maine by a safe margin, as well as Minnesota. It doesn't really seem like there's a strong Republican candidate, but Klobuchar will be in for a very close race, comparatively speaking. Also, New York and Maryland will be in the Democrat column. Yeah, I know Larry Hogan is going to be the Republican nominee, but still, he's not exactly going to be able to make it close because these are national federal elections, not some gubernatorial race, and Trump is on the ballot this time. But on top of that, yeah, the polls will show it close, but just like the polls have Sherrod Brown up in Ohio or they have Montana as a toss-up, I don't think that I trust polls in either three of those cases. New Jersey I will put in the likely Democrat column for now, but this is for other reasons, mainly because of the fact that Bob Menendez is running, the incumbent senator, as an independent. He probably does take more votes away from the Democrats. I think Republicans could get it within 10, but, we'll see what happens. Maybe he won't have any impact. I think the impact will be minimal, but could be enough to lower Andy Kim's margins over in New Jersey in that Senate race. Also, you have the state of New Mexico, where Republicans are running Nella Dominici. She is the daughter of a very, very popular former senator, but still, is it going to be enough to knock off Heinrich, who has a decent level of popularity? We'll see if the presidential race is close. It doesn't really seem like we have any polling, so we'll keep it as likely Democrat for right now. But we're going to move on to the likely Republican states, of which there are two. The state of Florida, where Rick Scott will likely easily go out there and win the Senate race there. He usually wins elections by a hair. This is going to be the year where that changes. He probably wins it by like 6 over, I think it's going to be Debbie Murcaso-Powell there in Florida. Also, Ted Cruz this time around in Texas. Trump likely improves in Texas. I think that there's some coattails there that will carry Ted Cruz, but also Cruz's his image has definitely changed a bit since 2018. He's not going to take this election for granted. I believe Cruz is going to win by over 5, which means he wins it in the likely column. And also, it means that Republicans end up with 50 Senate seats at a minimum. So all Trump needs to do is win the presidency, and Republicans already have the Senate. It's that easy. But we do have some more states to fill out here. We'll go to the lean column, the state of Ohio. We will put this one in the lean Republican column. Yeah, I know that some polls have Sherrod Brown leading, and maybe we'll change it as we get closer. But I do believe that just because you have Donald Trump on the ballot, Bernie Moreno, once again, just like the last time Trump was on the ballot, he's going to go out there and overperform vastly. And his point of strength in the primary was in some of these counties that have moved to the right and that Sherrod Brown used to hold on in 2018 over a subpar opponent who didn't really run much of a campaign. This time around, seems like Republicans are going to pour a decent amount of money in this race. They've reserved $100 million worth of ads. And Sherrod Brown, he will definitely try to grift his way to an overperformance, but he is overrated. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Bernie Moreno wins by around 3 points or so, possibly by more than that. We'll just have to see. And then we have the state of Montana, where Jon Tester is definitely in for a tough haul. Republicans, they've got the NRSC leader's friend in Tim Sheehy that's running. He's going to do everything to make sure he gets in there. And Jon Tester, again, his voting record, it's being attacked vastly, and his popularity is going down. Same thing with Ohio. These two are easy flips just because you have two fake moderates, especially Sherrod Brown. But for Montana, a state that probably votes for Trump by close to 20 points this fall, I mean, his coattails enough are going to be enough to carry Sheehy. But, Tester, he'll try to hang on. Democrats will waste a lot of money in these races, and they probably are going to fall short in both of them. So you see that there. But we have to fill out some of these lean Democrat races. You have the state of Virginia, which in the presidential level is getting much closer. And Hung Cao is a stellar candidate, stellar recruit, already a proven electoral overperformer in some areas that haven't been too friendly to Trump, but he still is kind of really good in terms of his politics. He's not like some total rhino or pushover or whatever. I think he's going to make it competitive with Tim Kaine. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to win, but yeah, he has an outside shot at victory depending on how things go down the stretch. If Trump really is falling just barely short in Virginia, could I see Hung Cao overperform and win out of nowhere? It's entirely possible. It's just too early to tell. And then you have the state of Pennsylvania, where, Dave McCormick, he's getting a lot of money that he has no business getting. And it is going to help him. I think that he's going to have a tighter race than a lot of people originally may have thought against Bob Casey, but Bob Casey's still Bob Casey. I think Trump wins Pennsylvania by 1-2, and I think Casey wins by 2-3. You're just going to have that many ancestral Democrat Trump voter ticket splitters that are going to keep Casey there. And also the outsourcing comment from McCormick is not going to bode too well in a very industrial place like Pennsylvania that Trump has kind of had a unique point of strength in compared to other Republicans. So in terms of other states, I think we're going to fill out these remaining 4. We're going to start off with Michigan. This is one that could be very close. It could very well go the way the presidential race goes, and I think that it's going to be tight. I think that Mike Rogers is going to make it close. I do think he'll underperform a little bit in places like Macomb County where there's more ancestral Dems. I think Trump as of now barely gets by in Michigan, but I think down ballot Republicans a little bit different. Slotkin is overrated. She's definitely some sort of a psychopath as well. If you see what she does to a lot of these people that are like in the media, trackers, basically doxing their dogs on video to their face, it's weird stuff. And she's definitely one of these fake moderates, but it could be fake enough to work in Michigan. We'll see what happens, but that's going to be a close race, a sleeper flip for Republicans for sure, not talked about quite enough, but we'll see if Trump can carry Mike Rogers over the finish line. Then you have the state of Wisconsin, where it is very likely that Eric Hovde is going to make this a tight race. Donald Trump probably does win the state by 1-2 points. I think that Eric Hovde, he's going to fall behind a little bit. I think he could outrun Trump in like some of the WOW counties, the Driftless area, Tammy Baldwin with her grift. That definitely is going to be something that could kind of help her out down the stretch for sure. Either way, Wisconsin, I had Hovde up in the last one. I think this time he's going to, fall short because he hasn't really gained a lot of momentum over the past month compared to the month before, but it's possible he does win at the end of the day. So now we're going to go to Arizona, where Kari Lake is likely going to be the nominee. I mean, she is up in the primary polls. It seems like she's going to end up winning that race, at least in the primary. But then you have Ruben Gallego. They're spending a lot of money trying to defeat her, and Arizona is a state that likes to split tickets. He's a fake moderate, but he's got all these $100 million ads that are portraying him as some sort of actual moderate, when in reality it's the opposite in terms of his record. That may be enough at this stage in the game to get him across the finish line. Just the polls right now look really good for him. I think they will narrow. I don't think he's going to win by much. And I would love to see Kari Lake win and be in the Senate. But as of right now, I think that it's still going to be a very, very tight race. I think Trump wins. I don't think Lake's going to run behind Trump a lot, but Arizona, they're known for ticket splitting in the past, unlike a lot of other states. Reverse coattails do not exist, though. I think Lake will outperform the polling, but is it going to be by enough to get her across the finish line? Possibly. If Trump wins Arizona by 4 or 5, I think so, but I think as of right now, he'll win it by 2 to 3, and I don't know if that's going to be quite the margin he needs. But it might be in Nevada. Republicans likely, by the time this video comes out, have nominated Sam Brown in the Nevada Senate race. I think that, yeah, he is more of an establishment Republican, but again, Nevada is still Nevada. He likely could outrun Trump with some people, and he probably, will, I guess you would say, get the low propensity Trump voters, enough of them at least, to turn out and vote for him. You also have the sympathy vote also because of the, his past with the military. That's why he kind of has a very unique face, to put it lightly. And I think that as things stand right now, Trump wins Nevada, the coattails exist. I think he does carry Brown, regardless of how much money is spent against him, in the Senate race there, and he will end up winning. So Republicans will end up with 53 Senate seats, the Democrats with 47. But again, there's a lot of room to grow for Republicans. It's possible that, they could have a very high ceiling if everything goes right, and if Biden continues to falter and loses ground, that's going to help out all down ballot Republicans as well. But in this prediction video for the month of June, Republicans at 53 Senate seats, Democrats at 47. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.